Been a while since an update. That one's in. As I said before, there's some bad heat stress there. So with this one, which is now on, let's get a panoramic look at that. Anybody that's been watching them is going to know this is a good day. This is a really good day. That one buckled because I hadn't given the welds time to cool down. This one I just about smashed. So it was the same way that I did the last one, a metal bar behind the body panel. Then that came up and welded on it. I welded it on back and front, so that's all been done. I've just rattled some seam sealer over the top of it. Oh, God. So it looks like a dog's dinner. Am I caring? Nah. I don't care. You can see the amount of welding that's been done on it. That's a pile. That seam sealer's been thinned down to a fraction before it comes down the tin. And I cut these holes in this internal panel so that I could get a paintbrush version of that on. Dumped down and did my seam sealer paint inside that. So the seam sealer on the external panel goes all the way, will go all the way up to here, which is going bonkers with the corrosion protection. But as I keep on saying about this build, that's going to be my thing. After the seam sealer set up, I'm going to get the primer gun out, spray primer inside these holes. Then it'll be wax oil, and I've got some stuff. In my shelf of shame. Where is it? This gear. So wax oil goes waxy. Then we've got this. What's this called? Underbody seal and shoots. So that'll be seam sealer, primer, wax oil, then I'm going to body shoots the inside of the panels, not the outside of the panels, the inside of the panels. So this is a real biggie. We've got 2 more to do. I don't know whether just to rattle the rocker sections on and go back and look at this. But I think because I've now got the psychological boost of only having 2 panels left, I think I'll work in that step, get it done, get it out the way, then 1 more to go. So the buzz that I should have had when I did the internal metalwork, I'm beginning to get it now. The van is getting so close. 2 more panels to go and a little bit down here, and that's phase 1 of all the steel work done after all this time. So, not did an upload for a while. Do you know what I did last week? I worked. It was great. I moved some stuff about for my mate's got a scaffolding business. Then I gave some friends a hand to move their house. So I had a week's worth of work on last week. It meant I couldn't come up here and do this as much as I can, as I wanted to. But it's just great feeling getting some money in your pocket again. So it is. Hopefully the whole corona thing's going to come to some kind of conclusion soon. I'm not convinced with the British government. They're absolute idiots. England's opened back up. Let's see in 3 or 4 weeks' time if the numbers start going crazy again. You know, these people really are the lowest amongst us. Scotland's opening up at the end of the month, so I need to get these 2 panels done, the van out, before the end of the month, so I can get the business started. And stick with me, we're going to be doing lots of cool audio things later on. Anything else to say? It's a great point to be at, isn't it? 2 rocker panels to do, and the main metalwork in the vehicle's done. What a journey this has been. Real man, what a journey this has been. Because I'll show you this as well. Anytime I did one tack weld, and there's hundreds on that, I blew the weld with compressed air, brought the temperature down, got it cool enough so I could put my hand on it. So there is very, very, very little warping or distortion in that panel. The last one bowed really, really bad on me. The camera's not really picking up, but that is really quite straight. So that's another bit of real good news. Really, really good news. Got the fiberglass on it, corrosion protection inside. That panel's on. Wayne, my mate from Birmingham, who's now living down in Devon or Cornwall, he's just bought a really clean looking T1N Sprinter. I think he paid about £3,000 for it. If you look at the amount of work that I've done in this vehicle, the panels, all the paints and primers, fiberglasses and stuff like that, what you're looking at just now would be a £6,000 or £10,000 van, and it isn't. Wayne's bought an old van, he's going to have to do work on it. However, he's driving it, it's got an MOT, and he doesn't have this level of work. So, Wayne, welcome to T1N world. I hope they're as good to you as they have been to me. Good luck with your project. And as I'm doing more uploads in the van, I'll give you little tips and tricks about servicing these things. I know you want to do a service on it. One thing I would say about the fuel filter here has got a plastic pipe that comes out it. Is that it there? Yeah, that's it there on top of it. Anytime you replace the fuel filter, get the plastic pipe as well, they break. Don't buy aftermarket fuel filters either, they don't work. The Mercedes ones cost about 30 quid and the little plastic pipe's about a tenner or something like that. I know it's a lot of money for a fuel filter, but it lasts 3 or 4 years. It's not a service item, you have to change all the time. So that's service tip number 1, the T1N. That's and then the return pipe from the fuel filter, and there's a little plastic one in the middle. It goes, clips down in here. When you pull them off, they usually break. Buy one as you buy the fuel filter, then you're not going to disable your van and be running about looking for one of these little plastic things. It's a really, really bad design. So, I'm trying not to say so or when I just did a so. Thank you very much for watching. If you've been watching it for a while, you're going to know what that means. Bang, bang, where are they? That's the 2 bits of steel there that are going to become these sections. But we are getting so close, aren't we? We really are getting so close. Anybody tuning in for the first time, there's loads of other videos where you can see me going through the building whole things. I think I sound a little bit down in the dumps. I'm not really... I've got a blinding hangover. I had half a pint of lager shandy at the weekend because I'd been working and I had maybe drank a bit too much. So next step will begin in the back of here, giving all a clean and putting more corrosion protection stuff in behind that. And I've got some stuff to do along the bottom. You can actually see how often I did the wheels, which isn't very often. Another thing that I did was, when I've been welding, I've been using flux core weld, which is the cheapest, crappiest form of welding you can do. You get a thing called porosity when you weld. Bits of grit, dirt, paint get caught up in the welding process and it makes the little tack welds. You can see them, they look crap. Bits of burnt carbon are inside them or something like that. So what I did was I tacked it on first time with the flux core. That melted the steel together, but as I say, a lot of the welds suffered from porosity. Would that be short for porous? So what I then did was I went back over with a MIG welder. I didn't realise there was gas in it, but there is, and I tacked back on top of the welds that had the porosity, and that sorted them out. Is that a good tip? I don't know, it's something I've learned for myself. Lots of channels on YouTube that show you how to be a decent welder. I'm Mr. Spot Weld Guy. So anyway, thanks all for watching. Another riveting episode of the Old Dog Television. And hopefully, this thing's going about here. What if you want to? Right, bye-bye.